in network tracing and HTTP requests, there are semantic conventions that that basically there's three layers or two layers really. The OTel specification, and that's just what the objects look like. Here's a span, here's a log. A span builds together into a tree, and that creates a trace, and that defines the data structure and the data model. And then there are semantic conventions, the layer above, and that's kind of how you use that model. And so when we're creating a network request, I'm going to save as an attribute in that span the status code that I received back from that network request, the URL that or the route that network request hit on my server. And one of those attributes for network requests that's really helpful is trace context, and that's a W3C trace context, and it's basically the standard attribute to say this is a linked span to my server. And a lot of server implementations of OpenTelemetry know how to pick up that attribute and then link it automatically to the span that they're creating for that request on their side of the fence. And so what that does is allow that data to get linked automatically because they understand, okay, this is some inter-process communication, or just some async communication. You'll see the same pattern happen if you have like a background queue where jobs get queued and then they get picked up off that queue. A lot of times it might be nice to know when or where what the source of that job was. So yeah, the distributed tracing is a whole subset of specialization that people are using when they go into OpenTelemetry, and that would definitely solve that problem because you have the mobile data. We want to push that to Grafana. You have your existing backend data that is most likely already in Grafana or whatever observability tool you have. But now actually let's make some comparisons between the data, see what, from the client's perspective, what are they seeing on device? And then from the server's perspective, what is the server seeing once that request actually gets to their front door? And so really powerful tool, can get very complex very quickly.